Games, Uma Musume Pretty Derby, and how it saved a dying industry. And hopefully my history grade as well. Released in 2021 by Games, Uma Musume Pretty Derby is a game under the genre of idle training simulator. The main point in this game is that you are a trainer who is training an anthropomorphized horse girl to run in horse races. Now, I know that might sound absolutely insane, because it is, but Uma Musume has grossed over $2.5 billion in revenue by mid-2025. And while still slightly niche in the West, in Japan, this is a cultural juggernaut. So based on the fact that you're watching this, I can assume that you're wondering, how did this game actually change a real-world industry? Well, lucky for you, dear viewer, I am just about to explain that. But first, let's talk about what Uma Musume is. So, Uma Musume is a gacha game based on real-life horses. Famous ones, reincarnated as girls. For an example, we have Gold Ship, which may look slightly familiar to some of you. To others of you, you will never get this reference. Here's what he looks like in real life, and here's what he looks like in game. Now, you may have thought that I said he, and if you did think that, you were right. All of the horses in this game, regardless of gender, are girls. You can tell which gender their real-life counterpart is by what ear is more decorated. For example, here's Vodka, whose real-life counterpart was female, and here's Special Week, whose real-life counterpart was male. The same is true for literally every horse in the game. Now let's move on to the important part, how this changed everything. We'll start with Harurara, this adorable pink-haired munchkin creature. Now, obviously, when this adorable pink-haired munchkin creature was added to the game, they got incredibly popular. And when this Twitter user pointed out that you could donate fresh ryegrass to them, they were given almost 2.5 tons in ryegrass. This is a real racehorse that, having raced in 113 races, never won a single one. Becoming incredibly popular throughout Japan, she was dubbed the shining star of losers everywhere. Already a beloved, well-known racehorse throughout Japan, once this went global, along with the fact that she is a persistent soul in Uma Musume, she got so many donations that the web page crashed. Now, let's talk about Nice Nature. Nice Nature, another racehorse in the game, had a charity drive all the way since 2017 for their birthday. Now, on the first couple of years, nothing too crazy happened. It went about as well as you'd expect. First year didn't quite meet the goal. Second year barely passed the goal. Third year barely passed the goal. Fourth year went over the goal by a little bit. And then the fifth year, 2021, after the release of Uma Musume, the goal was over by 1,500%. The year after, similar numbers. The year after that as well. Every year up to 2025. In 2025, this was before the global launch. Judging by Harurara's donations from global launch, literally crashing a website, we are currently unable to predict how much Nice Nature's memorial charity will generate this year. But from hindsight, that number is going to be nothing to scoff at. Now, let's talk numbers. So, Uma Musume, as I said prior, is a cultural hit and has grossed around $2.4 billion. The thing is, that's revenue per download. At over $120 per person who installs, this is insane for a mobile game. This puts it at one of the highest grossing games of all time. 32 out of any mobile game ever for highest grossing, and this is considering that it only came out to a global audience last year. Prior to that, it's only been out for 5 years. Other than this though, the JRA, or Japan Racing Association, has reported a surge in attendance by women to the point where they now make up 17% of attendance, which was prior to 2012, only 14%. This, which was prior a heavily middle-aged male-dominated sport, has gained more than 200,000 women per year since Uma Musume Pretty Derby came out. In addition to this, data from a survey done on Uma Musume fans shows that prior to interacting with the franchise, only 15% knew anything about horse racing, and after interacting with the franchise, 82% were interested in attending a real horse race. Now, let's talk about the Fujita feedback loop. This phenomenon can be contributed to one man and one man only. Editing me, put a picture of this man on the screen. This is Suzumu Fujita, the man responsible for the Fujita feedback loop. He is the CEO of Cyber Agent, the parent company of Psy Games, the creators of Uma. This man has spent billions of yen acquiring top-tier racehorses. The reason he is doing this is to quite literally build the future of his game. In addition to this, Psy Games has sponsored the Breeders' Cup Sprint in 2024 and the Unbridled Sydney Stakes, which is part of the Kentucky Derby. Other than that, they were the main sponsor of the French G1 Grand Prix de Paris, and it was held as the Psy Games Grand Prix de Paris. And as if that wasn't crazy enough, in December of 2025, Psy Games was appointed the main sponsor of the G1 American Oaks, and they also went for another year as a sponsor of the Breeders' Cup Sprint. Now, if you don't know anything about horse racing, all of these names mean nothing to you, but as someone who does, these are big names. Some of the biggest races in the world. But I still have more to talk about, and I have to edit this entire video, so we're gonna move on. For our last topic, let's talk about fan meetups and what they mean. Uma Musume fan meetups are really popular. There's a lot of them too. These are hosted by groups of dedicated fans that come in full cosplay often and spend large amounts of money. But once again, these are people who would normally never come to horse races. But these people are coming, interacting with the horses, betting, and often buying merchandise as well, which is crazy and very helpful for a sport that has been losing popularity and attendance for years. Okay, I've covered all the main points. Now, let's do a bonus round. Some random things that have also been affected by this game. The Denver Broncos, the football team, has now people showing up in cosplay because they have a horse mascot, and I think that's cool. In addition to this, if you go to like any social media and you see any post with a horse, you scroll down far enough, you're gonna see some Uma Musume meme. And another thing, because I'm way too damn lazy to go into the video and completely change everything, apparently Uma Musume fans have raised another $800,000 for a real horse, specifically Meisho Doto. Also, last thing, because this is getting way too long, I found an article of an old man who learned about Uma Musume, and he draws racehorses that he loves as Uma Musume, and I think that that's great. Okay, that's the end of the video. I would like to thank GlaveKeo on YouTube for his video, How a Horse Girl Game Changed a $1 billion Industry, parentheses, Uma Musume Pretty Derby, and Sketchy the Horse Guy for his video, My College Final Project about Uma Musume Pretty Derby, which also helped me a lot on this. Another two people I'd like to thank is Jamie for getting me all of the memes that I have for this video because I needed a lot. And also Marshall for making this little avatar thing that I'm using. Okay, I'm done. I'm tired. Roll credits.